Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I just want to look at a couple of plays from the Game 1 matchup between the Celtics and the Warriors and talk about one way that the Warriors countered the Boston Celtics hedging against them in the pick and roll. So in this first play, we're starting off with a sideline out-of-bounds play, a slob, so to speak. All right, we have Steph Curry inbounding the ball, and we're starting, it looks like Klay Thompson's getting this wide pin down from Kevon Looney. So Curry inbounds it to Looney, actually, because of some great ball denial from Jason Tatum. Curry passes it to Looney, and then as Curry loves to do, he's immediately sprinting. It is off to the races. So it looks like he's set up to get a DHO, a dribble handoff from Kevon Looney, but Tatum does a good job of ball denying. Looney keeps it, so it's actually a fake. Curry keeps running, so Draymond comes over. Looney gives the ball to him, and then it turns into a situation where we have a pick and roll between Curry and Draymond. All right, so we have the handoff here, and then it's kind of a pick and roll, right? We have Tatum that's up at the level, Al Horford's up to the level, and then we have a decision, right? What is Draymond Green going to do? He's licking his chops at this wide open lane. Look at all this space. All right, Looney and Klay are still over here, so there's no one down here. So Draymond, in what he loves to do, is he slips it. Right, he slips this pick and roll. It actually looks more like a roll, but he does slip it a little bit. We have Smart coming down here because he's on Kevon Looney now, and Curry hits Draymond, and we sort of have this 3-on-2 situation. Okay, we have 3 Warriors players against 2 Boston Celtics. So there's a couple of options. Depending on how this is being defended, Draymond could hit Looney for a lob or a dump off pass for a dunk. Or depending on how Rob Williams defends it, he could kick it out to Wiggins. Rob looks like he's helping down into the paint, so Draymond decides to kick it into the corner for the Wiggins 3. It's a miss, but it is a excellent look. So that is one way to counter the hedging that the Celtics do. Let's watch that again. All right, so we start off, we have the inbound, the fake DHO, gets the ball to Draymond, who pitches it to Curry. Curry, pick and roll, Draymond rolls. 3-on-2 situation, Wiggins, wide open corner, 3. These next 2 plays are a lot more conventional. They don't have all of the other Warriors-ing stuff that we saw with the sideline out-of-bounds play. This is much more straightforward. So we have Curry right now bringing the ball up. Draymond's here being defended by Jason Tatum. We have Klay Thompson and Otto Porter Jr. over here. And then over here, we have Andre Iguodala. So Curry's going to dribble up, and Draymond Green's just going to come up right away and set a ball screen. Nothing else is going on. This is the first action of the play. So what Jason Tatum is going to do, like we were just talking about in the last play, is going to hedge. And again, hedging. He's going to step up and try and prevent Curry from either getting a 3 or being able to get into the paint. So Tatum steps up, and Draymond, something that he's really good at is you can see him kind of arm barring Pritchard right here. Okay, he's got his arm straight into him, and he's going to kind of use it to push off, to give himself a little bit of momentum to get into this space, to once again get into a power play, so to speak, so that he can make a play. So Curry hits him right away, and then here, again, we have the 3-on-2 situation. Derek White steps up trying to draw a charge, it looks like. Andre Iguodala, you can usually leave him in the corner. I mean, maybe in the finals we've seen Andre Iguodala get catch fire and become the best 3-point shooter ever, but here he's like, nah, I'm going to get in here for a dunk. So he cuts in, Draymond Green hits him, and he scores an easy basket. So let's watch that play just one more time. We start off with the ball screen from Draymond, who slips the pick and roll. Draymond hits the cutting Iguodala, who throws down the dunk. This last play, just like the prior one, is going to be a much more simple action for the Warriors. Again, we have Andre Iguodala, we have Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and Otto Porter Jr. in the corner. Steph Curry is bringing the ball up, so he's going to bring it up. And Iguodala, it looks like Draymond and Iguodala are trying to figure out exactly what they're going to do. Iguodala's looking back at him, and then Iguodala's like, all right, I'll go set the ball screen. So he runs up, sets the ball screen. Now, something that's really interesting, something that was criticized in this game 1 is that Rob Williams dropped back. Like Daniel Tice, he would drop back. So he would hang out, it wasn't a deep drop. It wasn't a Milwaukee Bucks drop, right? It was a higher drop, but that's still, if you're not chasing Curry like right on him, he's going to get a pull-up 3. So Rob Williams actually steps up and hedges this pick and roll. And again, just like we've been talking about, the whole point of this video, Iguodala to beat that slips the pick and roll. That means he cuts in early instead of waiting for the screen to get set, because then you're able to beat the defense. So he immediately slips in here. A lot of space for Iguodala to operate. Curry gets him the ball right away. And then again, we have this sort of power play, right? So at this point, it kind of turns into a 3-on-2 again. You see that, right? We're playing with Iguodala. We have Otto Porter Jr. We have Draymond. And Jason Tatum has to make a decision. Of course, he's going to leave Draymond Green to help on Iguodala, because a Draymond corner 3 right now is not great. So Iguodala puts a little bit more spice on than maybe necessary. Maybe a little bit of a sloppy behind the back pass. But he gets Draymond the pass, who scores the layup. So watching that again in full motion here, we have Iguodala hanging around, decides to go up and set the ball screen on Derek White. Slips it right away because Williams is hedging. Iguodala cuts in, gives it to Draymond, who scores the layup. For more content, make sure to head over to my Patreon to check out my weekly Patreon podcast, my game notes, such as my game notes from Game 1 of the NBA Finals, and, of course, a NBA video database that includes thousands of historical videos.